Good afternoon, year one. Welcome to your science lesson. We've got a really exciting one for you today. It's kind of split into two parts. So the first part is going to be carrying out an investigation, and the second part is going to be our end of unit quiz, because we've come to the end, or are coming to the end of our everyday materials unit. So we're going to see what you can remember from all those amazing things that we've learned so far. So for the first part of the lesson then, we are investigating which materials are waterproof. That's our big question for today. So our success criteria is, firstly, we need to select materials to test. We need to perform the test by following the instructions, which I'll take you through in a minute. Then we need to observe what happens in the test, and then record our results, record our findings. So there is a reason for our test today, our investigation today. This is Howard. And as you can see, Howard's umbrella has a hole in it. He wants to patch up his umbrella so that he doesn't get wet, that he doesn't know what material he can use. So can you help him? Hopefully you said yes, because I think we can work together today to help him repair his umbrella. All right, so we've talked about making sure that our investigations are fair, that it's a fair test. So today, the only thing that we're changing is the material that we are testing, and everything else we need to keep the same. That's what makes it fair. So we're going to keep these things the same. We're going to have a cup, an elastic band, and the same amount of water. Okay, so these are the different materials that we are going to be testing today. We've got cellophane, tissue paper, fabric, greaseproof paper, tin foil, newspaper, and I did also add on a thicker paper, because cellophane is a thin, cellophane is a thin plastic, so I added a thicker plastic in the form of a plastic bag. I know that you're not necessarily going to have all these things at home. There might be some different materials that you do have at home that you'd like to use, and that's absolutely fine. You can change any of the materials that you want to test today. It's quite flexible like that. So what are we measuring then? So one way to test if a material is waterproof or not is to pour water on it and see if the water runs off the material or whether it runs through the material. So if the water runs off the material, it is waterproof. And if it runs through the material, it is not waterproof, or you might have said absorbent. So let's see how we can do this then. How are we going to measure this? So what we need to get at home and at school is a clear plastic cup, or if you don't have any plastic cups, it could be a glass. Just be really careful with it and make sure someone's there to help you with it. And that's so that we can see through it to see if any water goes through. And although if you don't have anything that's clear, that's fine as well, because you can always when you take the material off, have a look to see if any water has gone through. So just use what you have really. But what we're going to do is cover the cup with the material that you're testing, and then secure it with an elastic band around the top, as you can see here. Okay, so if you've got an elastic band, that would be really helpful, but you can still perform the experiment without an elastic band, as long as you have the cup and the materials. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it then. These are our instructions. We can place the cup in a plastic tray, or just on a surface, that doesn't matter if it gets a bit wet, and then use a spoon to pour a little bit of water on the material and watch what happens. And as we know, if the water gathers in little drops on the material, or if it runs off it, then you know it is waterproof. But if the water soaks through the material and runs into the cup, you know it is not waterproof. Okay, so that's the kind of experiment that we're going to do. But as we said before, we need to record our results and also record our prediction. So there is, the work is uploaded onto Teams. If you go onto Teams into the year one section and into the foundation subject section, there is an assignment, which I believe is named investigation, science investigation, but it'll be quite clear anyway. And if you click on that, then you can either type directly into the document, or you can print it off and write it out. Or if you can't do either of those, then you can just handwrite it. So we have our materials all listed down the side. Okay. Now, as I said, you can use these materials if you have them at home. If you don't have them, don't worry. See if there's anything else that you could swap it for. Okay. And then in the box next to it, that is where you write your prediction. So can you remember what the word prediction means? So prediction means saying what you think will happen. Is that what you said? Amazing if you did. So we've talked about that before, haven't we? So we're going to write our prediction of what you think will happen. So you're going to predict whether you think that material is waterproof or not waterproof. So for example, for the first one, it says newspaper. If you have newspaper at home, then you can perform the experiment that we've just gone through. Before you perform the experiment, sorry, you need to say whether you think it's waterproof or not waterproof, and then you do the experiment. You do the same for all the materials. So once you've done the experiment, you can write the results down. So for example, when you're predicting, I haven't done this experiment yet, so I'm just going to say, I think that newspaper will be waterproof. I don't know yet, I'm just predicting. Might be wrong, I might be right. Hopefully you'll be able to find out and let me know. And then that would mean that, let me just copy and paste this. So my prediction was that it would be waterproof. And then I do my test. I put the newspaper on top of the cup, pour some drops of water, and I found out that it is waterproof after all. What do we think? Do you think it will be waterproof? Okay, so I'm not saying that's right or wrong. That's for you to find out. So prediction first, and then write down what actually happened. And then once you've tested all the materials, we can draw our conclusions. So which material that you've tested would be best for an umbrella? So that's for you to decide, and then you need to write the reason why that material would be best for the umbrella. Okay, right, so pause the video here, have lots of fun in your investigation, and remember to submit your assignment to let me know how you got on. But come back, because then we have our end of unit quiz. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your investigation. We're going to have the quiz now. Now, just like the assignment, this quiz is on Teams as well, okay? So you can find it on Teams, and all the questions that we go through will be on there for you to do on Teams. If you can't access Teams, then just have a go at doing the science experiment, doing the quiz on a piece of paper and sending us the answers. But Teams is definitely where we want to be going. And everyone has been saying how much they've been really enjoying doing the quizzes. So definitely have a go if you can. Okay, so question number 1 says, select the correct statement. So select the statement that is true. A, materials are made from objects, or B, objects are made from materials. Question 2. What are natural materials? A, materials that are made by people, or B, materials that come from plants, animals, or the ground. Question 3. What material is this object made from? Question 4. What material is this object made from? Question 5. What material is this object made from? Question 6. Who was the inventor of waterproof fabric? Was it A, Sir David Attenborough, B, Vasily Kandinsky, or C, Charles Mackintosh? Number 7, circle the properties of this spoon. So you can select more than one for this one. So is the spoon dull, shiny, opaque, soft, smooth, stiff, waterproof? So select as many as you need to. In question 8, which material is being described? It is hard, transparent, stiff, shiny, smooth, and waterproof. Is that A, fabric, B, stone, or C, glass? Okay, we've come to the end of the quiz. So remember to press submit when you finish it, otherwise we can't see your answers. And have a lovely afternoon, evening. See you later.